Happy Friday, everybody, and today is going to be an interesting paranormal question of the day. Coming up right after the intro. And I hit the wrong damn intro. I do that more often than I can ever want to think of. Anyway, so today's paranormal question of the day, like I said, is going to be a very interesting one. And, oops. And here we go. So, the paranormal question of the day is, what do you want to see more of in the paranormal field? Do you want to see more equipment? Do you want to see more paranormal shows? Do you want to see them do different kinds of things on the paranormal shows? Or do you want to see more paranormal Facebook Live shows featuring new gear and new styles? So that is the paranormal question of the day, and hopefully people come in a little bit. So today we are gonna start doing these shows because it's summertime now, and my kids are out of school. So instead of doing them at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesdays and Fridays, we're gonna start doing them at 3 o'clock. So that is just a little bit of a change. Hopefully this will be a good change. And if you want to be more at 2 o'clock versus the 3 o'clock, then I can always switch back. But this is just a trial and see how the 3 o'clock time works. All right. Hey, Lori, how are you doing? You want to see more live shows? Absolutely. I think that is a very good benefit. Especially on, now would you want to see like live shows that are on TV per se, like Ghost Hunters doing a live investigation versus being recorded? Or you would rather it's more of the Facebook thing? Because there is a lot of Facebook live shows, and but they're far and few between lately, so it's been on a quiet end. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, you like to see new gear and how it works, and the gear is always changing. Every 6 months or so, just like the electronic world, it changes very, very fast. Okay, Facebook. All right. Well, fair enough. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't watch TV either. A lot of them watch it on YouTube, So, but yeah, Facebook, it's a bigger crowd. I think you can get a lot more people on versus the TVs because people can always DVR it and watch it later. So, um, I kind of I want to see new gear. Ghost Hunters does feature new gear from time to time that I have seen on it's like Ghost Stop. Yeah, ghoststop.com has new gear. And Bill Chappell, he's got new stuff that's coming out every once in a while. And I would like to see some people on Facebook get some new gear and test it out too. Every once in a while, you'll see someone that does that. You got the paranormal puck lights that they do, the string lights. Yes, definitely, definitely, 100%. The interaction is where it is on Facebook, and I wish it was on TV a lot too, that you could interact. I know Ghost Hunters in the past when they did their Halloween special, they did like the internet where you can interact because they had all these cameras all set up, and you could tell them what's going on in a room, and they'll quickly go over and investigate that room. So yeah, I'd like to see that too. And TV is being more interactive versus just sitting back and watching an hour show of paranormal TV. Um, but that's kind of one of those things I want to see. Now, is there something that you don't want to see that you're kind of sick of? That's the flip side of the of the question as well. Is there stuff that you're tired of? Because this will also help a lot of people out that eventually they'll watch a show that will see that it's some of these things we're just getting tired of, and it gets repetitive, and you know you want to see new things. So what do you think about the 3 o'clock time start, Lori? You like this time start, or would you much rather have it be back at 2 o'clock? Um, can't exactly put a poll on here. I know you're able to put a poll at at one point. I think they have taken that feature away, but yeah, I'm just trying to get a tally of how many people like me being on at 3 versus 2. Maybe it allows them to get home and be able to get right on and be able to watch. Because a lot of people I don't know, they work from till 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and just not sure. Three is good. Okay. All right. So we got a +1 for the 3 o'clock time. I did send a link to Taryn. If she happens to pop in, she'll pop in, but she might be driving or working, one of the two. Usually it's just Wednesdays and Fridays are usually by myself. I like to try and bring some people on if they would like to be on. But other than that, it's just me on Wednesdays and Fridays. So, and then I got a great guest coming up on Monday. And you might not even heard of them. They're more way out east, and they are called the Paranormal 5. So that's who we'll have on Monday night. Hopefully this feed is going to get shared out here today. Kind of a slow start today, but that's okay. Most shows are like that, slow starts. But I'm glad to have you here, Lori. Helps me to stay busy. Hopefully everything's going well at the museum this week. Let's see here. There we go. All right, I got that shared out. So, what kind of gear are you looking to see, Lori, that you haven't yet? Oh, I don't want that. It has been active. That's good. I'm glad it's been active. Um, like I said, I'm gonna bring a wise cam for you guys so you can put that on your phone. Um, I think you'll get a kick out of watching the cameras as you work. Oh, the spirits keep moving the books you need. Oh, that's not funny. It is, but it isn't. Oh man, yeah, that's. Oh, well, I'm glad it's the books and not your keys to your vehicle. That would suck because I know some places do move your car keys, and then they're sitting there looking for them all the time. Awesome. Yes, plasma ball. Yep, I got one of those. I got the big boys, not the small little ones, but I have the big ones. So I definitely will bring that along with me when I come. Um, so it's a plug-in one, so I got to find a room that has. Actually, I'll just has a working outlet so I can plug it in. So I can't find a battery operated one around. That's a surprising thing. But yeah, you'll have to let me know which rooms. Yeah, 'cause too dark, huh? Hmm. That's one place I definitely want to get back to because of the door shutting on me and Marsha when we were there. So, um, just has it just recently just started to become too dark for you, or has it been like that for a few months now? Man, my eyes keep watering today. Doing too much outside work. Last 3 weeks, okay. So what's making it more dark? Is there just did someone bring something in that just kind of made it more dark, or I think I remember you were saying that another spirit likes to come up there and take charge of the kids and kind of get them to be quiet. The mean man, I think, is what you called him. Do you know where that he came from, or is that just something that just kind of occurred? Give me time to type in your answer here, because then maybe I'll have to change my tactic up there. What I was thinking of doing, so maybe I can have him come up there and we'll talk. Is he aggressive? Is that another thing too? Is he aggressive up there? Someone played a hint in the. Oh, someone played hide and seek. He doesn't like it. Oh, okay. Oh, high and low. Oh, hey now, Jeff, how you doing? I read that wrong. Sorry. So someone played hide and seek and he didn't like it. Doesn't like it. Okay. So, Jeff, welcome to the program today. Glad to see you. So this is the question today that we have. Basically, it's what do you want to see more of in the paranormal field? More paranormal shows, more Facebook Live shows. Do you want to see people showing off new gear both in the shows and on Facebook Live? That sort of thing. So. Hard to breathe. Okay. Make sure I didn't skip a thing here. Okay. That's understandable. I mean, yeah, some areas do get hard to breathe, and I mean, with the weather change and now it's getting a lot warmer outside. I mean, how much does that affect the attic? Does the attic get tremendously humid up there, or does it still stay kind of cool? Because that's another thing that when you investigate that sometimes we just can't stay up there as long as we'd like, you know. But I most certainly will try hide and seek and see how you respond to me playing hide and seek. Maybe you pinch me. That's all right though. You don't mean nothing by it. All right. Hey Denise, welcome. Some Facebook Lives I watched have too many people, and it gets too wild to watch. Yeah, that can happen. So I usually. Oh, okay, so you usually turn it off. I did like to go to more places and persons. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. So we'll be there Saturday. Okay. All right, that'll be cool. Very cool. It does get hot. Okay. Yeah, and sometimes that does put a damper on investigating up there as long as we can. So the fall probably the most better time to go up there and investigate. But still, it's not going to stop me from going up there and investigating, even though it gets hot. I mean, you got those small personal fans we can use, but yeah, I understand that. And getting back to your answer here, Denise, most definitely it can get pretty wild in these Facebook Lives. Sometimes with certain people, like the spirits like to come through the Facebook Live and attack them. So, and a lot of times they'll turn it off just because of that. Most definitely. And I see that happen from time to time with a few friends of mine. So, but definitely, yeah, I like to see more places and more people. I like to see different styles and techniques that help people investigate. I think that's very interesting. I think we can learn and benefit from these Facebook Lives as to when we go and do our investigations as to the particular place that maybe we shouldn't, go about it this way. We should go about it in a different way type deal. So, I mean, that's the benefit I see of Facebook Lives, and being interactive. I love being interactive with other people on Facebook Lives because I think they should get to know who you are and how you approach things differently. and it might get them to say, okay, maybe let's try what he's asking, and that can change the complexion of the investigation sometimes. Okay, well, okay, so with water fan to bring out a poltergeist. That might be interesting. Never thought of it that way. See? Get me to think. That's a good thing. Different tactics. It's all about different tactics. So I hope everyone's having a good Friday, and you're not working too hard, and the upcoming weekend is a fun-filled, packed weekend for you guys. My wife and my other child will be coming home on Sunday, so it's nice to see them again. And it's been a long week, a long week, and just me and my boy. But we getting to do a lot of things that we normally don't get to do with each other. So going out and about and helping me with yard work and stuff like that when he can, and going to the movie theater and watching Top Gun, stuff like that. He's a big gamer, so sometimes I just sit back and I watch him play his video games. Okay, so you hear they like water. Yep, it is definitely fun to chat while they're investigating. Okay, so you watch Short Bus, all right. Nick and Sue. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I caught that one when they're in a tornado warning. I might not been. See, sometimes I do come. I go on their lives every once in a while, but I don't remember the one that they're in a tornado warning. Man, I'll have to go back and watch that now and find it. Edinburgh. Okay, I have to say Edinburgh because I don't know. Cat might be watching and William might be watching, so I gotta say Edinburgh. So, uh, usually I say Edinburgh, but they like Edinburgh. Yeah, I'll have to go back. Definitely have to go back and watch it from last year and see if I can find that one. If you know what month it was, that'd help me to find it and watch it. I mean, it's Iowa. It can happen any month, I guess, between May and um, August. So, Denise, do you want to see different kind of gear out there? Um, that's another thing. I mean, if you got a piece of gear that you haven't seen yet that you want to see more teams use. Not sure. Okay, I'd say May or June. All right, makes sense. Oh, have to look at that later. Definitely have to. I'll have to definitely go back. EVP and obvious, yeah. Obvious. I would love to get an obvious. Absolutely love to get one. I know there's a lot of people a few people that don't like them. In fact, my co-host that I have on Monday nights, she doesn't like it at all. So, but she's very into the EVP section though of it. So, And this past Wednesday, if you go to back to the Paranormal Brew, she was displaying a lot of the EVPs that she had on her phone from her prior investigations. So if you want to listen to some EVPs, go back to Wednesday's Paranormal Brew. You'll find that pretty fascinating. I do like the EVPs. Don't get me wrong. I like to get my EVPs. It's just sometimes I just don't get a whole lot. And, I gotta really... Sorry. I really gotta go through them a lot. And the last investigation I had, I was at a hotel. And, for the 6-7 hours I was investigating, I only got one. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just all depends on how active the spirits are. And when I was broadcasting live on StreamYard at this hotel I was at, things are going good. They were popping pretty good. I was with We Are Paranormal, and they had a spirit box going in the basement. They had a REM pod going in the basement. I mean, it was moving pretty good. Just unfortunately, sometimes when I'm live, sometimes I'll have my digital voice recorder out and I'll be recording. But since they were doing their thing, so I didn't want to get that out and interfere with that. So, but next investigation, I'll be going to the Washoe County Historical Museum, and I definitely will be doing a lot of EVP work, a lot of different tactics and stuff like that. So, and I will be going live doing that as well, where it will work. Sometimes it gets kind of laggy in the museum, but gonna definitely try and do a lot of stuff to be live. Yeah, it was a good show. Absolutely was a good show. Unfortunately, I watched a little bit of it. I caught some of it. I usually have her on Wednesdays. It's kind of enough where I can hear what's going on. Wednesdays are my wrestling nights, so I have my wrestling show I watch, which is the time that she's actually on. So I get about a half hour when she gets on, and then my show starts at 7. So, but enough when it's boring, I could still hear what she's talking about, and then I can chime in and stuff once in a while when she has guests or when she does like a Q&A like she did on Wednesday. I mean, she almost went 2 hours on Wednesday. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm shocked if I could get an hour by myself here. So, but in the end, we're our own, criticism when we do our shows and stuff like that. So, if I just feel like I'm rambling on, I'll ramble on. But and if I get boring, I get boring. I don't mean to be boring, but like I said, Denise and Jeff and Lori. I mean, this show is for you guys. It's for questions for you guys. So, if you have a question you want me to ask for just a paranormal question of the day, feel free to message me on my messenger. I will write it down and I'll start posting them. So, and you never know, it could be something that I've never thought of before. And your question would be a good question. So, a lot of people out there traveling today, Fridays. In fact, tonight, friends of mine, Shay's Paranormal Chat on Spreaker.com for Paranormal Buzz Radio. She has her show tonight at 7 o'clock Central Time. And let's see, who else? Far as I know, for investigating time, Short Bus Paranormal is on tonight. They're heading to the McIntyre Tilla. Yeah, McIntyre. So that's their first time at the McIntyre Villa. So yeah, I know, I know. That's the bad thing when you're by yourself when you're doing these shows. It's you don't have anyone else to back off to. Yeah, you're right, absolutely, or bounce off of. Because no, Taryn's got a lot of good stuff and a lot of good ideas, and having her in here does help a lot. I mean, show could keep moving along and stuff. Estes method, yes, yes. The Estes method is a real fun tactic. There's so many different ways to do it too. I mean, there's people to do blindfolds, and then just kind of, I know Kat Armstrong when she does it, she's got a blindfold, but then she also raises a hand, left or right, if it's a male or female that's talking, which I've never seen that before. So that's pretty unique. Um, and then there's others that just puts their headphones on and doesn't, use the blindfold, but they can really interact and know what's going on when you're like 15, 20 feet away and you're asking questions and they come out with the answers that um, correlate with your questions. I mean, that's pretty remarkable. Um, and there's another thing I like to do is see the Estes method. I'm not very good at that. You have to really have a keen ear and to really separate everything that's going on in the spirit box. Sometimes it just spits out words and they're just not sure what to yell out. But what I like to do is, and it's easy enough for me to do, um, write words down on a sheet of paper and have a spirit box go on at the same time, and then see if they can yell out the word that I have written down on a sheet of paper. Yes, absolutely, Lori. So, but the more and more I do it is, like I said, pen to paper and see if they can say the word I wrote down. Um, and then that way that will tell you that they're peeking over your shoulder, or sitting down right next to you as you're writing that word. So I don't see it done too often. So usually when I go on a Facebook Live, I'll say, "Hey, do you have a pen and paper and try this out? See how this works." The last time I did it was who was live? I'm trying to think. It was yes, Curtis and Jody Miller. They were live. Um, and that was they had it going pretty good there. It was starting to say it didn't say the word on the sheet of paper, but they know the direction it was going in. So yeah, and that's something I've seen that done prior to before last year on a different show was talking about it, and they had a podcast, and now since then they went away from the podcast side of things, and I don't hear any more results, but they made a lot of different equipment too, so they're very into the scientific part of things. Yeah, I know. I'm the question guy. I am the question guy. That's not the answer guy. Um, you're right on that. I love asking questions. That's what I do. That's my mainstay. But I like to get teens to try different things. It doesn't work all the time. Sometimes I say, I don't know if I feel comfortable doing what you're asking me to do. So, um, and then that might be okay. Some people may not like to use certain things as trigger objects, like okay, and I know that this is at Edinburgh, and this is off limits, so nobody can do this. But if you're in a different location, if a coffin is there, sometimes I'd say lay in the coffin, see what happens. Um, Try not to be disrespectful, but a lot of them say if you're gonna lay in the coffin, that's being disrespectful. Not if it's nothing like if it's just set up and off to the side and not really being just like if you're a funeral home, so to speak, and you're there for an investigation, and they got a whole bunch of them laying around, so why not go lay in one and see what happens, I'm willing to try something once or twice, depending on what the outcome is. Um, Another one I like to say too is like if you're at these mental asylums that have an embalming table, that's another thing. Lay on top of an embalming table and see what kind of energy comes out of that. It's going to be different for every person. I mean, you're going to feel some spirits, you may not feel any spirits. I mean, make sure it's clean, of course, but it's just one of those things that I like to try different things. Just never know the result. Now, as far as scrying mirrors, that one I don't know if I trust myself enough to do that because, hey, number one, I'll probably get myself dizzy just staring at it, but and I'm not sure if I want to see something poke out its face or, like it comes straight at you in the mirror. I don't know if I want to see that. I might break the mirror and then what, 7 years of bad luck? If you believe in that sort of thing. Oh, there we go. I didn't know you had one. Ooh, I like that. I like that. I will definitely make use of that. Should try and get Nate on that once too. See what happens because he's got a lot of gifts too. He's a sensitive. So so is Mike. I think he's a sensitive too. But I think that might scare Mike a little bit. I don't know. Mike, if you're listening, or Nate, Laura's got an embalming table. Okay. So they're well aware of it. It's in the doctor's room. Good thing I don't weigh a whole lot. Just my luck. I lay on top of it. I go poof, right to the ground. I certainly hope not, but yeah, that will be interesting to see what happens. Absolutely. In fact, I don't think there's many funeral parlors around that allow investigating, honestly. Not in the state of Wisconsin, I don't think there isn't. I could be wrong. So, I've never investigated way up north or um, very south. All right. Sweet, sweet. I'll enjoy that. Of course, Marsha's going to look at me weird, like, what are you doing? I can see the look on her face now. Get off of that thing. You don't need to be on there. But definitely, I'll lay down on that, and I'll have a digital voice recorder going and start asking some questions on there and see what the digital voice recorder picks up. That'd be some pretty cool evidence if I get something. Well, it wasn't too bad of a show today. Like I said, uh, glad you guys are here to interact with me. And like I said, ooh, oh yeah, absolutely, that too. I forget about that. I really did. I'll do that when I get there as well. Now you're planting the seeds in my head. So, but like I said before, thank you guys for joining me today. I know it's kind of a short episode, and you'll have that now every now and then. But this, like I said, Wednesdays and Fridays, we're gonna start at 3 o'clock instead of 2 o'clock, just because I'm gonna call this the summer hours. And when the kids go back to school, we'll be back to 2 o'clock. So just kind of write it down at 3 o'clock is the new start time for Wednesdays and Fridays. Mondays will still be at 8 o'clock because I think Mondays is that's where I like to have guests on. So, and you just never know how long those shows can go. So that's why I dedicate Mondays for guests and stuff like that. Um, so that's one time that will not change. But other than that, well, you're welcome. I'm glad to help anytime. So with that, you guys, thank you for joining me today. And you have been watching the Paranormal Brew and the BB3 TV network. Also, if you get a chance to give a like, share, and follow on my YouTube channel, which is the sorry, I can't talk. MGS Paranormal YouTube page, that'd be awesome. And so with that, I bid you adieu, and I'll see you Monday. So long, everybody. Have a great weekend.